Well, two young Indians in America who hit the big time with their tech startup company might now be in big trouble. They've guided their company called Outcome Health to a value of over $1 billion. But now major investors are in fact accusing them of fraud, and US federal authorities are taking a closer look. WION's Andy Rosgen takes a look as to how this scandal is playing out in Chicago's tech scene.
This is what young Indian tech students who struggle to get to America dream about. 32-year-old Rishi Shah, born in America to an Indian doctor, and Shraddha Agarwal, who came to the U.S. from her native India 13 years ago, formed a tech startup company called Context Media while they were both still just students here at Northwestern University in 2006. Their little company struck gold fast by offering U.S. hospitals touchscreen monitors that doctors use to inform patients. The two eventually changed the company name to Outcome Health and now employ over 600 people in this downtown Chicago high-rise. And a few months ago, the company reportedly reached a value of around $5 billion. But lately, big trouble has been brewing. Last week, major investors in the company, including units of Goldman Sachs and Google, filed a lawsuit against Shah, the company's CEO, and Agarwal, the company president, saying that after the pair had secured over $487 million in new funding, the two planned on distributing about half of that, $225 million, to themselves.
Either way, there's going to be punishment. Either way, their company is in serious jeopardy. And with top talent now, I mean, even the salespeople are running. They've got a major crisis on their hands.
Scott Katoon, who runs a Chicago tech media company, produced this video of Shah at a seminar a couple years ago.
I know, like, I've spent some time with him, and I believe that he is an honorable person. I believe that he's an incredibly intelligent individual.
Katoon admits most small tech startup companies in Chicago look for any possible advantage, even if it comes close to ethical lines. He doesn't know if the fraud accusations are true at Outcome Health, but he says he's talked to some people on the inside.
They did not paint a very good picture. They made it seem like everybody knew, and they made it seem like there were some legitimate major concerns, and some of them are bailing. And
Shah released a statement in response to the accusations, saying, in part, "We have adopted the most rigorous platform and campaign audit standards in our industry, and promising transparency and integrity, and hinting at possible blame on the past conduct of certain employees." At Northwestern University, the birthplace of Outcome Health, plenty of Indian students are talking about this case with disappointment.
It's almost like, I feel like it instills like a fear, like, oh, like now that this happened, is this going to be something that I'm going to have to deal with? This kind of stereotype that this is what Indian tech individuals do.
It's pretty discouraging because a lot of these Indians come here for all the resources and the opportunities here, and when we get shut down, it like discourages the rest of us to come here for like the other opportunities we can have here.
Already, Outcome Health's prognosis could be grim. Some hospitals that do business with Outcome are now pulling away, and the U.S. Justice Department and the Securities and Exchange Commission are beginning to investigate. Employees I talked with here didn't want to go on the record. But when I asked one of them, will this company still exist a month from now, she said, "Your guess is as good as mine." Earlier this year, Agarwal delivered a passionate defense of immigration in a Facebook post, and she criticized President Trump's immigration policies. As for Shah, there is no doubt he lives large. Now a multi-billionaire, he lives in this 15,000-square-foot Chicago mansion, and he owns a condo in Trump Tower right across the street from Outcome Health. Scott Katoon says just the perception that Shah is a big success probably helped him attract new investments. But that perception becomes a double-edged sword when things go wrong, and it provides a cautionary tale for all those tech students, Indian or otherwise, who have big American tech dreams.
Once you start taking big-time money and you're standing with the mayor and they're building you your own office space for hundreds of people you've promised to hire, you're a real big business now, even though you're still a startup, and the rules that once applied for forgiveness no longer do.
Andy Roschen in Chicago for WION.